So it's my pleasure to introduce the first speaker of the day of this section about interaction through network. This is Jan Skorupa and Rafał Zapała.
Hello, everyone.
And they're going to talk about Maszyna koncertowa.
Maszyna koncertowa, that's right.
Brilliant. Thank you.
And it also can be translated into concert machine. That's the proper translation, but we want to use the Maszyna koncertowa name. Okay, so at the beginning I would like to mention that all of you have a link to the interactive interface that will be useful in the next part of my presentation. So if you would like to join a performance, you can take your laptops or, I don't know, tablets. This machine is not working properly on phones, so laptops and tablets are fine. If you don't have, it's fine. I will also share and show everything how it works, but if you want, you can join at the final demo that we will present at the end of the presentation. Okay, so at the beginning, Maszyna koncertowa is a joint project of Poznań Supercomputing and Networking Center, that's my affiliation. I work there. And Telematic Lab of Academy Music of Poznań, that's where Rafał is from.
I'm representing it, yeah.
And it was the idea to create kind of a system that have kind of artistic purpose for searching and looking for different types of artistic expression that used network communications. And our, I don't know, basis of our idea started in 2020 when the lockdown started around the world, and we've been thinking about how we can continuing our artistic works and how we can share our music and how we can continue this situation where participants are on a concert, because as we know that participation in the culture sector is multi-level. It's not only based on the tangible elements and products. It's not enough to buy a CD. It's very important to go to the concert hall, to go to the, I don't know, kind of a presentation, to artist talk is important. And there is few things like collectivity of these events, that we can meet some people, we can share our idea, share some experience that we get after this event. There is important also the fact of the atmosphere, that we are going to the kind of a performative situation, that we are sitting in a hall, we are watching the situation, and we can experience it in a proper way. And the lockdown, in our opinion, changed the situation, that artistic world have lost it, and there wasn't such popular, and the institution and artists and music academies, fine art universities had to find a different solution to how to transmit the culture, how to transmit the events to the publicity, to the audience, how to share it, and how to do it in an interesting way. So the first idea was to make lots of streamings. At the beginning of the pandemic period, there was a lot of streamings around the internet. It was very exciting because the huge institution like Berlin Philharmonic shared the great concerts that could be watched around the world, which was great. There was lots of Q&A, broadcasts, artist talk sessions, and also institutions started sharing online resources like scans of the pictures or scans of some objects from the museums and galleries. But after a few weeks, we seen that it was too many, and people started to be kind of overwhelmed by this whole situation, that is too many events around the internet. And I think there was a point that people started looking for a different form of artistic expression through the network, through the internet. And people were started experimenting with virtual reality, creating, for example, I don't know, virtual galleries where we can see, we can interact with those art that are set in this place. And we started thinking how to add elements of interaction into streaming session, how to add element of interaction into musical performance. And that's the idea of Maszyna koncertowa. It's kind of an open web instrument. We are saying that it generates a specific telematic experience. And it's based off very simple rule. We can go to the website of Maszyna koncertowa. We can create kind of a interactive console, which can be, I don't know, equal to the like a MIDI controller that can be shared to the many people in the audience, online or on offline audience. And people can, in composed way, interact with the piece that is playing, for example, through the streaming, but it can be also interactive network, sound art installation or audiovisual installation. It can be also kind of a indication for the performer how to interact during the performance. Yeah, and the whole portal allows to create tracks, which are kind of, in our language, are interactive consoles that can be created and then shared to the to the audience, and also concerts that are dynamic playlists of the many tracks which are shared from one user or many users. And this link to the concert can be shared to the audience, and under this one link there could be lots of different interactive consoles that can be changed on the side of the concert administrator, and he can manage it, and the person who is watching the performance can switch and can watch under the one link few performances. Okay, so that's kind of an idea that we've been looking for a situation that in opposition of classical streaming situation, we've got a streaming situation that's going to the Maszyna koncertowa, that's going to those interactive controls. And I didn't mention that before, there is a special package in MaxMSP that the artists can connect to the Maszyna koncertowa and can interact with those and manage those interaction processes that are going inside the Maszyna koncertowa. And there is a special data flow between artist / musician / I don't know, performer and the audience. And portal architecture, there are three, maybe two main parts of this portal. It's a live server. It's kind of a heart of the whole project, whole portal, whole web page, where we've got a situation that we can connect there as a MaxMSP user. We can use and manage the data that are sending from the audience that we are shared our interactive panels and controls. And the portal, which are giving to all type of clients available whole web tools that they can use and interact with live server. And also portal is managing the subscriptions, managing the clients, type of clients, recognizing types of clients. And we've got three types of clients to this portal. That's our creators. That's are the most privileged users of the portal. They're using portal in dynamic way. They're creating a MaxMSP application that can connect to the Maszyna koncertowa telematic tool and aggregate those data that are inside the Maszyna koncertowa. They can interact, send some information to the listeners, and so on. And there is another type of client. It's concert administrator. You've got his own panel. I will show you, of course, later. He can manage those tracks under one link. He can control streaming data from audience to the MaxMSP. And at the last side are listeners, are clients that are unsubscribed. They don't have to log in or sign in to the web page. They can just use a link, open it, and just watch and interact with the performance. Okay. Okay. And the last part is we've created a MaxMSP object, which providing connection with any track that can be created in Maszyna koncertowa, and also gives possibility to communicate via WebSocket with those interfaces that we created. Okay. Okay, so here is now I will present shortly and briefly how the whole page is looking for, and then I will go to the main demo of the presentation. Okay, so there is the main web page of Maszyna koncertowa. There is some description that if you are interested, you can look for it. And if we go to the sub page of machine, we can log in ourselves to this portal, and we've got few options here. That's our tracks, concerts. There is under the help button there is an instruction how to connect, how to download the package for MaxMSP, how to connect the MaxMSP with Maszyna koncertowa, and so on. We've got some account manager, and that's it. And under the tracks, we can create a track, which is kind of an interactive console. And we've got a main grid here, that is our display that we are working. And we can create some tools, for example, sliders, for example, knobs, for example, buttons, for example, video links that we can embed here, links to the YouTube, links to the Twitch. We've got also external object for entering and embedding a streaming link from the YouTube or Twitch. What is important, if we will put this object of streaming to our panel, it will be common for all tracks that we'll create, and if we will put the concert, which is a playlist, there will be common for all tracks that is under one concert in one playlist. There are few objects that give us possibility to communications from MaxMSP user to listeners. Yeah, and that's it. We've got a kind of a panel where we can make some addition. We can put a title of the track. We can put the author. We can make a short description. We can share our track to users that are in a database of the users of Maszyna koncertowa. For example, if you want to share our track to another user because he's organizing kind of a concert, he can put our concert to the common playlist. We can also make our track public, which will be shown in the archives of Maszyna koncertowa. After the approval of administrator of the page, it can be shown to the public. And we've got also object inspector. As you can see, we can change the names of the object, which is very important because after this, if you want to connect our console to MaxMSP, we need to change the names that are common for both applications. We can resize some objects. We can move it around. Yeah, and if we will save this track, which is called 123, I can open it in this way, and I've got two possibilities. I can share it to the public, like this. I can copy the link, and if I will open private session, I'm logging to Maszyna koncertowa as another user, and I can use and interact with these knobs. And on the other hand, I can make a link for MaxMSP. That is another URL link that provides connection from MaxMSP to Maszyna koncertowa to create the whole interaction system. Okay, so another part. We presented kind of a demo of Maszyna koncertowa. I will be grateful if you want to join us now. That's the link that was sent to you via email. Oh, I see that there is 7 people connected to Maszyna Koncertowa.
Oh, great.
Good morning, 8 people. And here we've got 4 parts of the piece that we'll perform. At the first part, you've got possibilities to kind of a voting around the tempo of the track. So if you will be clicking this button slower, the track goes slower. If you will clicking this button faster, the track will be going faster. In another part of the piece, we can.
Maybe you can try it.
Yeah, I can switch it on if you want. And also I prepared a kind of a generative drum machine in Maximus P that you can interact. Yeah, you can hear that. And above this tempo knob, you've got indication of the tempo. It's now around 60 BPMs. And another part of this piece, make it louder, you can change style of the piece. It is now blocked because we are in the first part now. And in another part, we can mixing video volume that are on the left and right. And at the end of the...
Let me, Janek, add one thing. This is great option also, not also that you have possibility to communicate with the master Maximus P patch, but also you can communicate this way with the musician on the stage. I'm in the role of this musician now, so I can react also on your like voting. So this works in this both modes. Yeah.
Okay, so I think we can start. I will explaining also during. So Rafa will be playing as a musician,
As a live
person that
performer,
are watching the information from here, and
I am playing actually from the beginning, so nothing's gonna change.
Okay, and I'm switching to the part 2, and now we can voting between kind of a stillness and liveness in a rhythm section and in a harmony section between the noise and spectral layers. So for example, we can go the left, maximum left to the stillness. Give a liveness to the composition by adding the liveness button. Yeah, okay, so now I'm switching to the third part. and the musical layer stopped. And now we can, by turning the button, we can managing the loudness of these videos that are embedded to the...
This was in right about 1960. Yeah, Time Perspectives, and I had a Silvertone tape recorder from Sears, Roebuck.
And the data from this knob are averaged to the audience, that I'm getting the average information of how people was using. So for example, if we will all go to the right, for example, yeah, thank you, we get the maximum volume for the right video. If we will go left, maximum left.
Too much about
Yeah,
cutting
thank
and
you.
splicing, but it was more about
We can hear
making a
the
track.
left part of the video.
Using sounds and using all my improvised processing, which included a bathtub for reverb, putting the microphone in a bathtub, using cardboard tubes for filters, putting mics in the different
And I can
in different
switch to
tubes
the
filter
third
sound.
part of the composition.
Putting small
The whole
vibrating
layer
objects
came back.
onto an Apple box.
And now we can vote
contact
in,
microphone to amplify those.
that we want to
those
end
sounds.
or
Or
we
holding
want
them against
to
the wall.
still listening the composition. If we will be,
So those were tape techniques.
if we decided on the right
Recording
from the
techniques,
no
yeah.
end button,
Recording
you can see a voting time.
And then,
If
I mean,
we will
that first
voting
piece
time
was
hit
a
40,
stereo.
the decision that have taken by you will be decided that now we'll be continuing the composition.
My first tape piece was made on my own tape machine.
Yeah, and you are deciding when we will finish.
This was in right about 1960. Yeah, Time Perspectives, and I had a Silvertone tape recorder from Sears, Roebuck. So I made that piece, and basically I improvised the tracks, but I did some of the improvisation knowing that I could either drop it an octave or bring it up an octave. And it wasn't too much about cutting and splicing, but it was more about making a track using sounds and using all my improvised processing, which included a bathtub for reverb, putting the microphone in the bathtub, using cardboard tubes for filters, putting mics in the different tubes to filter sound, putting small vibrating objects onto an Apple box with a contact microphone to amplify those sounds, or holding them against the wall. So those were tape techniques, recording techniques, recording processing techniques. And then, I mean, that first piece was
There is
a
also kind of a whole connection area where we can put a link, we can connect. We've got a kind of a navigation window of how many clients is currently using Maszyna koncertowa, what data are streamed. For example, I can see here the button that
My first tape piece was made on my own tape machine, and that was this was in right about 1960. Yeah, Time Perspectives, and I had a Silvertone tape recorder. So I made that piece. Basically,
and that's the end. Thank you.